academic year. Let's welcome Group 7.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to introduce Unit 7 and our topic is dealing with accidents and emergencies. And we are Group 7. Our group members are me, Liang Yuhan, Wei Yaqi, Chen Yizhen, Yang Yixian, Tsailing, and Zhang Yichen. Here is our table of contents for today's presentation. First, we start with vocabulary, and then follows our scenario 2 preposition practice, listening practice. And next, we will move on to activity 2, high and low context culture, and then conclusion. And after that, we have job assignments and references. In the latter part of the presentation, we have inside story and 20 minutes break times and comments. Also choose the best commentators, and then we will end with feedback. Now, let's move on to the first part, vocabulary, and it is presented by me, Yang Yuhan. Today, I have 4 items to introduce, and please repeat the word after me first. First one, fiasco.
Fiasco.
Second, accommodation.
Accommodation.
Third, fairly.
Fairly.
And the last one, vacancy.
Vacancy.
Before we started, does anyone know what is fiasco means? It's a little hard, but maybe you can think about it. If no one knows, we will explain in later part. Okay. We will move on to next one. Accommodation. Does anyone knows? You can raise your hand. Accommodation. What is accommodation means?
Can I answer the first one?
Yes, you can.
I think fiasco is like a failure.
Yes, it's mean other circuit stations. And what about accommodation? Yes, you did a good job. Thanks for answering me. And third one, fairly. Kind of, 它有点像相当. And the next one, vacancy. 对, you did a good job. And now I will explain the vocabularies listed on this page, and please repeat the words and simple sentence after me. First one, fiasco. It's a noun, which means something plain that goes wrong and it's a complete failure. Usually it's an embarrassing way. Simple sentences. You handle that near fiasco pretty well too. Next one, accommodation.
Accommodation.
It's a noun, which means a place to stay or live. One of the VIPs said she would like to stay for another couple of days with her family, so she hopes you can help her arrange local accommodations, rebook her return flight, and arrange a mini tour.
One of the VIPs said she would love to stay for another couple of days with her family, so she hopes you can help her arrange local accommodations, rebook her return flight, and arrange a mini tour.
Very good. Next one. Fairly. It's an adverb, which means more than average, but less than very. We do frequent business with this hotel, and I am fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days.
We do frequent business with this hotel,
1. Vacancy. It's a noun which means a space or place that is available to be used. We do frequent business with this hotel, and I am fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days.
We do frequent business with this hotel, and I am fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days.
Now, this is the end of the part of vocabulary, and I will we will move on to scenario 2, and I will give the floor to Zhang Yichen.
Hello everyone, I'm Zhang Chen. Today my parts are scenario 2 and prepositions. Now let's start with scenario 2. In this scenario there are two characters, Sarah and Roger, and I will play role of Sarah, Liu Jianing will play Roger. Please listen carefully and repeat after me. Roger, I have to say yesterday's dinner was a big success. Our clients were all surprised to see their family showing up at a reward dinner. You and your team did a very good job. You handled that near fiasco pretty well too.
Roger, I have to say yesterday's dinner was a big success. Our clients were all surprised to see their family showing up at the reward dinner. You and your team did a very good job. You handled that near fiasco pretty well too.
Thank you. I'm glad to know your clients are happy with our arrangements. It's our responsibility to make sure everyone is smiling from beginning to end.
Thank you. I'm glad to know your clients are happy with our arrangements. It's our responsibility to make sure everyone is smiling from beginning to end.
Oh, I nearly forgot. One of the VIPs said she would love to stay for another couple of days with her family. So she hopes you can help her arrange local accommodations, rebook her return flight, and arrange a mini tour.
Oh, I nearly forgot. One of the VIPs said she would love to stay for another couple of days with her family. So she hopes you can help her arrange local accommodations, book her return flight, and arrange a mini tour.
Sure, we do frequent business with this hotel, and I'm fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days. We also cooperate with a number of local travel agencies. They can customize a tour based on the guest's needs.
Very good.
We do frequent business with this hotel, and I am fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days.
We also cooperate with a number of
Local travel agencies. They can customize a tour based on the guest's needs.
Perfect.
Oh. Again, I think you'd better talk with them, especially about the extra charges, because we can't be responsible for that either.
Again, I think you better talk with them, especially about the extra charges, because we can't be responsible for that either.
Actually, we have had a lot of experience dealing with unexpected or sudden requests from our clients. You can count on us to deal with this matter.
Actually, we have had a lot of experience dealing with unexpected or sudden requests from our clients. You can count on us to deal with this matter. Thanks a lot indeed for your help. One more thing, do the clients have to check out of the room by themselves?
Thanks a lot indeed for your help. One more thing, do the clients have to check out of the room by themselves?
That won't be necessary. Our assistants will help them check out. However, if there are additional charges like beverage or laundry, it will be charged to their credit cards automatically.
That won't be necessary. Our assistants will help them
Sure, that makes sense. That would be a word of that. That should be a word of that.
Sure, that makes sense. They should be aware of that.
Okay, now let's move on to preposition practice. And I have 11 questions for you guys, and if you know the answer, just raise your hand and everyone repeat after me. Our clients were all surprised to see their family showing up blank the reward dinner. Yes, our clients were all surprised to see their family showing up at the reward dinner. Repeat after me. The next one, I'm glad to know your clients are happy blank our arrangements. It's our responsibility to make sure that everyone is smiling blank beginning blank end.
Wait, from two.
The answer is correct. I'm glad to know your clients are happy with our arrangements. It's our responsibility to make sure that everyone is smiling from beginning to end.
I'm glad to know your clients are happy with our arrangements. It's our responsibility to make sure everyone is smiling from beginning to end.
Okay, next one. One blank the VIPs say she would love to stay blank another couple blank days blank her family. Next.
奥夫，然后 fall，然后奥夫 with。
Yes, the answer is correct. One of the VIPs say she would love to stay for another couple of days with her family.
One of the VIPs said she would love to stay for another couple of days with her family.
Next one, that's sorry. We do frequent business blank this hotel, and I'm fairly certain that there are still vacancies blank the next few days. We also cooperate blank a number of local travel agencies. They can customize a tour best blank the guest's needs. The answer is correct. We do frequent business with this hotel, and I'm fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days. We also cooperate with a number of local travel agencies. They can customize a tour based on the guest's needs.
We do frequent business with this hotel, and I am fairly certain that there are still vacancies for the next few days. We also cooperate with a number of local travel agencies. They can customize a tour based on the guest's needs.
I guess you talk then plan the further details. The answer is correct. I suggest you talk to Liang about the further details.
I suggest you talk to them about the further details.
Next. However, there is a problem blank regard blank rebooking the flight. However, there is a problem with regard to rebooking the flight.
However, there is a problem with regard to booking the flight.
I think you'd better talk blank then, especially blank the extra charges because we can be responsible blank that either. The answer is correct. I think you'd better talk with them, especially about the extra charges, because we can be responsible for that either.
I think you'd better talk with them, especially about the extra charges, because we can't be responsible for that either.
Next one. We have had a lot blank experience dealing blank unexpected or sudden requests blank our clients. You can count blank us to deal blank this matter.
of with， 然后 from， 然后 on to with。
The answer is correct. We have had a lot of experience dealing with unexpected or sudden requests from our clients. You can count on us to deal with this matter.
We have had a lot of experience dealing with unexpected or sudden requests from our clients. You can count on us to deal with this matter.
The last one. Sorry. Thanks a lot indeed, blank your help. One more thing, do the clients have to check out blank the room blank themselves? Raise your hand. Yes. Thanks a lot indeed for your help. One more thing, do the clients have to check out of the room by themselves? Repeat after me.
Thanks a lot indeed for your help. One more thing, do the clients have to check out of the room by themselves?
Okay. However, if there are additional charges, like beverages or laundry, it will be charged blank their credit cards automatically.
2.
However, if there are additional charges, like beverages or laundry, it will be charged to their credit cards automatically.
However, if there are additional charges like beverages or laundry, it will be charged to their credit cards automatically.
Okay, next one. They should be awarded blank that. The answer is correct. They should be awarded of that.
They should be aware of that.
And finish my part, I will give the floor to Liu Jianing.
Next we are going to do the show listening practice. I will play the conversation audio for you. Please listen carefully because after listening, there are three statements you need to define, and it will be bonus points for the correct answer.
Listening practice.
Listen to the following conversation. If the statement is true, please write T. If false, write F.
Dealing with problems. Excuse me, Mr. Goodman. The awards dinner will begin soon, but one of the VIP's families still hasn't arrived yet. Do you know if there's a problem?
Really? Let me reconfirm. 1 minute later. Ms. Westfield, after contacting my company headquarters in Taiwan, I was informed that Mrs. Wang, the wife of a VIP, cannot show up at the dinner tonight. On her way to the Kaohsiung airport this morning, she discovered that her passport has already expired, and it's too late to apply for a new one for her. So, she is unable to travel outside of Taiwan.
How come? This is ridiculous. Didn't your colleagues check the family members' passports in advance? And why have you only been informed about this right now? Your company should have been in touch with you as soon as they discovered there was a problem. This should not have happened with an experienced and professional travel company like First Incentive Travel.
We're terribly sorry. Now we're trying to see what we can do to make the best of this less than ideal situation. My colleague just phoned and told me that Mr. Wang's 2 little children are already on their way to Hong Kong, having taken the earliest available flight. I can't guarantee that they will arrive before the awards dinner begins, but they should be able to catch it before it ends, hopefully.
Are you sure? Their kids are just 8 and 10 years old. How can they travel alone from Kaohsiung to Hong Kong and to the hotel?
Don't worry. We made arrangements with the airline company, saying there would be 2 unaccompanied minors traveling alone. The airline has handled cases like this numerous times, and will be responsible for taking care of them from check-in till arrival. Then, one of our project assistants will pick them up at the airport.
Well, all I can say is that it better work out the way you've just put it. I'm already disappointed with how matters have unfolded so far, and would hate to see things deteriorate further.
I do apologize again. We understand it's our mistake. I promise this won't happen again, and that everything will go well at tonight's dinner party. Please let me know if we can do anything else to remedy this situation. 1. Mrs. Wang missed her flight to Hong Kong because she didn't have a valid visa. 2. Sarah is unhappy with the follow-up arrangements First Incentive Travel made. 3. Roger attributed the mistakes to his colleagues' faults.
Now let's go through the true or false questions together and look at where we can find the correct answer. And you can turn to page 118 to see the whole dialogue. So the first statement is Mrs. Wang missed her flight to Hong Kong because she didn't have a valid visa. Yes, the answer is false. Because in the dialogue, he says, on her way to the Kaohsiung airport this morning, she discovered that her passport has already expired. The second statement is Sarah is unhappy with the follow-up arrangements First Incentive Travel made. Yes, the answer is true. Because Sarah says, I'm already disappointed with how matters have unfolded so far and would hate to see things deteriorate further. The third statement is Roger attributed the mistakes to his colleagues' faults.
False.
都是 Yes, the answer is false. Because throughout the dialogue, Roger uses expressions like we and our mistake, such as we are terribly sorry, we understand it's our mistake. This shows that he is taking responsibility as a company rather than blaming his colleagues. Now I'm finished my part. I'm going to give the floor to Liu Yaqi.
Hello, my name is Shiraki. I'm going to introduce the activity 2 for this unit. This case study focuses on solving an unexpected guest health problem. And Jianing will play the role of client who has a problem or special request, and I act an on-site project manager who solves the problem.
Excuse me, I would like to report a problem. My husband has been feeling very uncomfortable since last night after dining in the hotel restaurant.
I'm very sorry to hear that. How is he feeling now? Does he have any specific symptoms?
He has a stomachache and feels nauseous. He barely slept last night.
That sounds serious. Thank you for letting us know. Would you like me to arrange medical assistance or contact a nearby hospital?
We already visited the clinic this morning. The doctor suggested that he rest and return home as soon as possible.
I understand. In that case, how can I assist you further?
He would like to fly back to Taiwan immediately. Could you help us arrange the next available flight?
Of course. I'll check the earliest available flight for today and see if we can make a change to your booking. Please follow me a few minutes.
Thank you. I'm really appreciate your help.
You're welcome. In addition, we will cover the transportation to the airport and assist with the check-in process. If there's anything else you need, please don't hesitate to let me know.
That would be very helpful. Thank you for handling this so professionally.
It's our responsibility. I hope your husband feels better soon, and I'll get back to you shortly with the flight details. So for this activity, we learn how to solve problems step by step in professional way. So first, we learn how to
respond politely to customer complaints even when the situation is stressful or unexpected. This helps reduce conflict and shows professionalism. Second, we learn how to ask the right follow-up questions. In order to clearly understand the problem, by gathering enough information, we can avoid misunderstandings and make better decisions. Third, we learn how to analyze the situation and provide appropriate solutions. And based on the customer's needs and the company's ability, this improves our problem solving and decision making skills. Overall, this activity teaches us how to handle unexpected problems calmly, logically, and professionally. Next, I'll give the floor to Yang Yixing.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yang Yixing. Today, I will present the high and low context culture of our presentation. First of all, I want to share you the high and low context national representative. Look at this picture and what is high context national representative? Does anyone have the answer? Please raise your hand. Great, it's Japan. And why is Japan? I will show you the three main reasons for you. The first is communication relies heavily on texting, understanding, and subtle hits. And the second reason is highly consistent share the cultural background. And the third is prioritize harmony and avoid direct conflict. So to explain the high contact national representative to a single word is implicit. And next, also look at the picture. What is low content national representative? Please raise your hand. Great is Switzerland. And why is Switzerland? I also give you the three main reasons for you. The first is multilingualism and multiculturalism cannot be achieved through suggestion. And second, emphasis on systems, rules, and written documentation. And the third is rational and precise social culture. And to explain the low content national representative to a single word is explicit. Next, I'll give 4 examples from the scenario 2. The first example is the Sarah says. Again, I think you'd better talk with them. It's especially about the extra charges. This sentence, the true meaning needs to be deduced from the tongue and tactful way of speaking. So this sentence is an example of high content or low content. Does anyone have the answer? Please raise your hand. Great is high content. And the second example is the Roger said. That won't be necessary. Our assistants will help them check out. This sentence without directly giving orders or negating the other party and use indirect and gentle expression. So this sentence is also the example of great with high context. And the third example is also the Roger said. Since the tickets are non-chargeable and non-refundable, I'm afraid they will have to purchase new tickets. This sentence clearly explains why, and the conclusion is straightforward. So it is an example of it's low context. And the fourth example is also Roger said. If there are additional charges, like beverages or laundry, it will be charged to their credit cards automatically. These the conditions and results should be clearly stated, and emphasis on rules and procedures rather than emotions. So it is an example of no content. Great. And this is all my presentation for the high low content content. Now I will give the floor to Chen Yizhen to present the conclusion of our presentation. Hello everyone, my name is Chen Yizhen, and now I would like to wrap up our presentation. I'll summarize the main ideas in 4 parts. First part is in scenario 2. The clients make several unexpected requests, such as extending the stay, rebooking flights, and handling extra charges. Even when there are limitations, he provides alternatives and practical solutions. It highlights the importance of staying calm, taking responsibility, and offering clear solutions when unexpected requests arise. So, in this situation, we can follow a simple 3-step approach. First one is identify the issue. After then, explain the situation clearly, and then provide the practical solution. And second, in the listening practice, the focus is on communication. It shows that careful listening helps us understand the real problem, and taking responsibility are essential for building trust with clients. After that, in activity 2, we are given a clear example of how to handle customer problems in real situations. First step is to respond politely to customer complaints. This helps reduce conflict and shows professionalism. Next, we need to ask the right follow-up questions to fully understand the problem. Finally, by analyzing the situation, we can provide appropriate and practical solutions. Overall, activity 2 shows us how to deal with customer issues calmly, logically, and professionally. Also in high and low context culture, high context communications focuses on implied meaning and tone, while low context communication is clear and direct. Therefore, in handling problems, the key is to use high context communication to maintain harmony, and low content communication to clarify solutions. And that's the summary of our presentation. Next, I will move on to our job assignment. First one is Yang Yuhan. She was responsible for vocabulary and comments. And second is You Yaqi. She focused on activity 2 and break time. Third is Zhang Yichen. She explains scenario 2 and also preposition critics. Fourth is Yang Yixian. She presents high and low context culture and also shows us the best commentators. And next one is Liu Jianing. She worked on the listening practice, activity 2, and also scenario 2. And the last one is me. I was in charge of the conclusion, job assignment, and also the references. And next, I will introduce our references. We use 3 types of resources. First one is Cambridge Dictionary, and our class materials, and also with the ChatGPT. And in the end, we will show our inside story to you. First one is my inside story. On January 6th, I did the conclusion and job assignments for 1 hour at home. And in January 8th, I prepared the inside story and did the final check, also organized the final presentation rehearsal for 1 hour at home. And the total time is 2 hours. And next, I will give the floor to Yang Yuhan.
Hello everyone. This is my inside story. And I did the front page vocabulary and inside story also comments at home at January 5th. And it's about 1 hour. And I did the final check and rehearsal at home on January 11th for also 1 hour. And I spent total 2 hours for this presentation. And now I will give the floor to Yang Yixian.
Hello everyone, my name is Yang Yishen. In my inside story, on the January 5th, I did the high and low contact control for 2 hours at home. And January 9th, I did the best commentator inside story and rehearsal for 1 hour at home. Total 3 hours. I'll give the floor to Liu Jianing.
Liu Jianing, on January 6th, I spent 2 hours to do listening practice and scenario 2 at home. And on January 9th, I spent 1 hour to do final check and rehearsal. So I totally spent 3 hours. Next, I'm going to give the floor to Zhang Yicheng.
Zhang Chen, on January 6th, I spent 1 hour at home and did a scenario 2 and preposition practice. And on January 7th, I also spent 1 hour at home and did a preposition practice and final check. So I totally used 2 hours on this report. And I will give the floor to Yu Yaxi.
Hello, my name is Yu Yaxi. On January 7th, I spent 1 hour on activity 2, and on January 10th, I spent 1 hour on inside story, final check, and do the rehearsal. Total, I spent 2 hours on this presentation. So next is our break time. So please be back at 2:26.